Talk a bit more about this and bring in Vicky Price. She's an economist and board member at the Centre for Economics and Business Research, and she joins me now live from London. Vicky, welcome to the News Hour. I just want to pick up on that package that is really concerning. We're talking about working people falling below the poverty line. I remember in London visiting, as a journalist, a food bank in a affluent area, Parsons Green, but much before the pandemic. Just how bad has this inflation that we're seeing right now, and also, of course, the pandemic, hit people that are, working people that find themselves with with good jobs? How quickly can they fall into that decline, that descent?
Well, they can, and quite quickly, as you suggest. I mean, the interesting thing is that homelessness has also increased very substantially over the last year. So it is an issue. There is no doubt that the cost of living changes that have taken place have affected a wide range of people across many sectors of the economy. Of course, whether you're working in the public sector, but also whether you're working in the private sector, even though wages there have increased considerably faster over the last year than has been the case in the public sector. You mentioned strikes earlier in the package. Absolutely true. Some of those are mainly, of course, in the public sector. Some of those are now perhaps stopping or will stop because there is agreement which is close to be reached on increasing their wages. So at least we're looking for something better there. But we mustn't forget that food prices have been a major issue. Interest rate increases, of course, matter, but food prices have risen very significantly. But so have they in the European Union as a whole, if you look at what's been going on there. In fact, food prices as of February 2023, over a year ago in Europe, were more than 19% up of where they had been 12 months earlier.
And on this channel, of course, we speak about inflation hitting countries all over the world, from Argentina to Lebanon. Just talk to us about how the situation in the UK compares.
It's better than in some, but worse in other cases. We have had some shortages here that others didn't have, very well publicized shortages of fruit and vegetables. Tomatoes couldn't be found. But I think one of the problems that we have here, but perhaps others have had as well, has been the very large increase in energy prices. Again, you mentioned that earlier. Which has meant that for many growers, particularly using greenhouses, it hasn't been possible to produce the goods that would otherwise have been produced. And then, of course, we've had the very substantial increases in the price of fertilizers, which have affected what's happening right now, but also will affect what's going to happen in the future as well. And what you've seen extraordinarily, though, is that international food prices have been coming down for the last year, month after month. We haven't seen that yet reflected in what people are paying in shops, because, of course, there have been all these extra costs that supermarkets and others have had to deal with. And what we have additionally in the UK, which isn't the case in many other European countries, is shortage of farm labour, mainly since Brexit, which has been a big issue, I think, for growers, which has constrained their ability to produce as much as would have been the case otherwise.
Vicky Price, thank you so much for your time and your analysis here on the News Hour today. Thank you. Really appreciate it.